So question 17, they give us a function of f of x is 2x minus 3, gx is equivalent to 1 minus 3x. They ask us to find g of 5. So g of 5 is easy because we know we go to the g functions, change all the x become 5. So let me do it now very fast. So g of 5 is now 1 minus 3, but the x is no longer x, it's just 5. If we key into calculator, we have negative 14. So we're done for A1. Now we go for A2. Find the value of m if f, when the input is m plus 2, is equal to 1 over 7 g of 5. So we split it to two parts first. Let us do this part first. When I say f of m plus 2, means that we go to the function f, and the x is no longer unknown. We know the x is now become m plus 2. So this is why we have 2 m plus 2 minus 3. Then I just need to expand 2m plus 4 minus 3. And compute it, we have 2m plus 1. So we're done for this one. This is basically 2m plus 1. Can we do the latter part now? Yeah. So what is this? This is 1 over 7 g of 5. We're done. G of 5 is just negative 14. So it seems like we get everything now. We just need to put the equal sign in the middle. So let us put everything into the bigger spaces so that we can compute it. Yes, so this one, we just need to erase some of the things. Okay. So we just compute now. So 2m plus 1 over 7 times negative 14 is negative 2. So 2m plus 1 go over there, become minus 1. So we have 2m is equivalent to negative 3. M is equal to a negative 3 over 2. So we found our m is negative 3 over 2 for number 2. Now they want to have gf of x. So how do we do gf of x again? So gf of x means that we are going to the function g. We go to the function g. What should we do? Change all the x is no longer unknown. We know the input is f of x. So now all become f of x, right? So let me write down. It's just 1 minus 3 f of x. But do we know f of x is what? Yes. It's just 2x minus 3. So it's just 2x minus 3. So now we just need to expand. 1 minus 3 times 2 is 6. Negative 3 times negative 3 is plus 9. So we have 10 minus 6x. So we're done for A. So now we go for B now. They say that, hey, sketch the graph of y when we have the modulus functions, which is the absolute value functions for negative 1 to 3. Sketch the range of y. So now they want to sketch this one, but they want to have in the absolute value functions. So since we are plotting the graph, I'm going to clean it up a little bit so that you wouldn't feel a little bit clumsy here. It's messy, right? Messy, okay? So now we're going to draw the graph. They ask us to draw the graph of the modulus of the function that we just found. So how do we do? So whenever we deal with this kind of modulus, or we call it as an absolute value function graph, the first step, we want to find a hinge. So how to find a hinge? Very easy. Just put whatever inside the vertical bar and equals to become 0. So 10 minus 6x is 0. So 6x is equals to 10. So x is equals to 10 over 6. Or we can say that this is basically just 5 over 4. Once we found the hinge, the second thing we want to find is the y-intercept. So where do they form the y-intercept? Y-intercept is very easy. The counterpart, which is x, will become the 0. So when it becomes 0, we have y is equals to 10 minus 6 times 0. So y is 10. So we know our y-intercept is going to be 0, 10. Then the next step is just to find the minimum and maximum. Our minimum point is -1, means that the, not minimum point, I mean the most left hand side. So we try. So 10 minus 6 times -1, we have 10 plus 6 is 16. So we have the point of -1, 16. How about next one? When the x is 3, so we try. When the x is 3, 10 minus 6 times 3. So we have 10 minus 18, which is -8. But don't forget, modulus will only give us the positive. So the second point is going to be 3/8. So now we just want to plot the graph. So let me erase this part so that we have more space to plot the graph. So we use the color of green, the like green neon color. So we're going to plot the graph. So where is the hinge? So we have the y and our x, right? Okay. So our hinge is eventually at 5/4, which is about 1.25. So I will say that is almost here. Let's say it's 5/4. And we're going to form the V shape. And the second thing is the y-intercept. So the y-intercept is at 0, 10. So somehow it's at here. Let's say it's 10 because it's a sketch. No need to be so accurate. So next one we have is the -1 is 16. Wow, it's a little bit higher now. So let's say -1 is 16 here. And when we have 3 is 8. So 3 is somehow is here. It's just 8. So we have the graph like this. So let's say the 10 is eventually not that high. The 10 is eventually just here. Then the 8 is not that high as well. The 8 maybe is just here. So now this is the graph. So this is why we say that how do we draw the modulus graph? First, we're going to find the hinge first. Then we're going to find the y-intercept. Where do they pass? Then what is the most left one is here, which is we know is 16, and the one is at the most right, which is 8. So they say set the range of y. So we know range means that from the what is the y value. So we know the minimum is eventually 0. Then y and the maximum is eventually here. So maximum is 18. Sorry, is 16. So this is how you find, okay? So when it's asked for a range in the graph, we look first, what is the minimum? Minimum is 0. Then the maximum is eventually 16. So we say that is from 0 to 16. Question 18 now. In diagram, the function f maps set A to B. So set A to set B is a function of f. Then they say that the function g will set B to C. So this is g. So can we try to find the express functions? Which I mean that is all the way to here. We know. How do we write it down? It's the opposite of it, right? So we just reverse. G, f, x is the function of the express one. Because why? We always say that the function at the back happened first. So we know f happened first, then only g. So let us see the question. In terms of x means that we don't need to find a value. We can give the answer in terms of x. The function that which maps set B to set A. So it means that B to A. Oh, they are now reversing, right? They reverse. So it means that they are doing something like this. They reverse. But we know it's not so difficult when they reverse. It just means that it's inverse of f. So we can say that f inverse of x. Next one. Find the function of g of x. So g of x. So they want to find here. g of x. But how do we compute this kind of arrow diagram again? If you don't really understand, you can look back my video. But now I will just do it again one more time again. So the first part here, we have f of x will give me 3x plus 2. And what happened here is, these functions is gf of x will give me 12x plus 5. Don't forget, our g of x, a lot of students do the mistake is where they just say that, hey, this is g, so the function is 12x plus 5. But it's not, because this result is not starting from x. Instead, this one can be written as g, when the input is 3x plus 2, we will have 12x plus 5. So remember, this is not the direct answer. We can do it like this way. So after that, what should we do? Since they ask us to find g, so g is the front function, is the fish. So fish, how do we do fish? We know. Fish is just inverse the normal function first. So if we inverse, let y is equivalent to 3x plus 2. Y become x, x become y. Then we just solve for y is x minus 2 over 3. Once we are done, substitute into the composite functions. So I will go a little bit faster here is because we already done this one before. So make sure that you can catch up. So if you cannot, you can just pause and look back at the video. So we have 12 of x minus 2 over 3 plus 5. So we just need to do the expansions. 12 divided by 3 is 4 plus 5. So 4x minus 8 plus 5. So we have 4x minus 3. So this is our function. So we know g of x is 4x minus 3. So next, the value of x, if now fg of x is at x plus 1. So now they say that fg of x is equivalent to at x plus 1. But be careful, whatever it is that we found is gf. But now they want fg. So it means that we're going to find by ourselves first what is fg. So this one is rather easy because why? We have our f, which is 3x plus 2, which is here. So let me bring it down so it's easier for you to see. Oops. Let me write down here. 3x plus 2. What is our g? Our g is 4x minus 3, which is at here. So we now just need to compute it together. So they want fg of x. So fg of x. So means that all x become gx plus 2. So what is my gx? My g of x is 4x minus 3. So we're just going to expand 12x minus 9 plus 2. So we have 12x minus 7. So it means that this thing is fg of x must be same as the answer that they're given to us. So I can just compare now. 12x minus 7 is equals to 8x plus 1. And we just need to do the linear algebra. 12x minus 8x, 1 plus 7. 4x is equivalent to 8. So x is equal to 8 divided by 4. X is 2. Then we are done for these questions.
Hey, if you have any questions or would like to see any kind of video, do leave your comments below and let me know. If you want to support us so that we could make more videos like this, the simplest way is just by sharing the video with your friends. Click the like buttons and consider subscribe to this channel. See you in the next video.